I'm live now. Hello there again, guys. It's me again, Ms.Blaze's daughter, 777. So, this is another momentous occasion day of my life because today was like boom. You know, when life gives you lemons, you can make lemonades. And today, it was like more than lemonades because today I had an amazing thing going. I fly with a skateboard that I never did before. And it was great. I never feel so alive. You know, I could have crashed.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I did that. But my skateboard just goes, and yeah, it was hard because when you let go of the board, run. Don't let it go bump into a car. You have to take control of this because if it goes somewhere, you have to pay something if you break it. I didn't know the fucking 101 for dummies about skateboarding. Nobody teach me. I was looking at the YouTube, man.
You learned with YouTube?
Yes.
Well, it counts as learning.
No guts, no glory, right?
No
So
guts,
people,
no glory.
I have a lot of nonsense today. But I'm just going to do this quick. I don't want to waste my time. And yes, I'm a pretty woman with a lot of nonsense. You cannot catch me, man. Everything that I do in a day, it's just too much.
Is there that remote for the TV?
There you go. Mi casa es su casa, and you know that? You can do anything. The fridge, I have a snack bar, like literally a cabinet full of foods. Please help. No, literally. It's going to go. Do you know how many food that I have to throw last year?
Yeah, I hate that.
It expired, man. But some I did not throw, the ones that are still dry. Because if the apocalypse came, hypothetically, the ones that don't have food, hey, this is 10 years expired, but maybe if it did kill you. I have my brother here. My daddy, he knows him. They know each other. We have a common denominator here. The mother, the mama. So yes, look, this is his legs. I'm doing the work. So wait a minute. He's relaxing. Do anything. You know where it is. Yes, my brother know my home. Normally, yes. Because, you know, people that are trusted. I mean, what do I have to lose? You want to steal something from me? Take me instead. No, because you know me, I curse my things. Better ask me. Because if you take something out of it, it's not my possession. I don't own anything here. It might look like I'm using it, but this is not mine. Even my body is not mine.
What did you feel?
I was watching Schindler's List last night. So, I have to put this in I don't want to dry my wig, so I was given a plastic that is a smoke, a scent. What is scent proof, you say? This plastic is special because I always not keep my wig in a sealed proof type plastic, and it always dried up. And when it dried up, it get less nonsense, you say. So I have this one that I can keep my half of my nonsense. Keep for the rainy days. Do you see how big I have a cookie and nugget? Wait. I bite it. Look at it. Wait, I have to finish this so it will be done. La política. I said it to him. He said, if you want, why not? I said, yes. He said, go for it. So now this is a scent group, so you don't smell like me. But what's wrong with my smell? I love my smell. One more. Oh, I have more. And spirit. And I have a powder sheet. Powder sheet. I am loaded with nonsense. Loaded with nonsense. It comes from this bag. A big one. I have a video too. I am literally sleeping in weed. Everywhere is weed. But the last one, he like it. I like it too. But I smoke. Look at my shit. I have to put the glass from this one. I need my bong, so just a minute. It's there in the table.
Long-Covid davon sprechen Medizinerinnen und Mediziner nach Infektionen mit Covid.
Did you take the COVID test? They're going to be free in Switzerland. You just have to get an appointment. It's already free. You can get checked. It is part of this new health measures that anyone that wants to get checked can make an appointment to their personal GP or something in the school.
Zuständige Kommission. In der Schweiz knapp 65.000.
Yeah, that is a radio channel. 666 up. Kasi mahal kita. I really do. I was actually dreaming of it already. Yes.
Even though you
I'm tired of him already. It's just too much. Too much sex. I thought you love it, yes. But every day of this sex is also a little bit too much tiring. I do.
can, yeah.
Imagine. But I love it. But when I have a break from it, then I want it again. You know? But sometimes I want also different in my bed, like chill. The ones that you can touch. Like literally, like just normal. Because he's like me. Do you know, I said this to you before. When I have a person just like me, we will kill each other. Too much energy, man. He's 10 years older, okay? But the energy is just... We will kill each other. Literally, because we don't stop. When they have to work. Imagine. Why is my eyes so nice that everyone is mesmerized by it? Bullshit. But the Lord created me like this, no? What can I do? You have to accept to the body that you have been created. And when it's extra delicious, what can we do? They can't get enough. Find a good movie. Google something.
Das ist switchen to because it's 8 o'clock now.
Do you want coffee?
No thanks.
You have to find a good movie, the one that is new. Check films. Wait. Here. And let's connect I think it's connected, the laptop. Let's go stream. Yeah. It's boring, the house cable. We cannot just like, no. Google. Find films. New films, 2019, 2020, 2021.
The Prince of Zamunda, you know which one?
Take it, show me. I want to see.
Böyle duygu meselesiyle karşı karşıya kalmış olan insanlar. Dolayısıyla demek ki bizim yapmamız gereken en önemli şey bu duygularımızı hayatımızın bizi motive eden, güdüleyen, sahip unsur olarak kullandığımız bir motorcuk olarak kullanmak ama bunu kullanırken de bize zarar vermemesi için çok önemli doğru bir sağlam yapıyla ve iyi bir kontrolasyon yapıyla bu duygularımızı yönetmek ve kullanmak önemlidir. Bunu duygu meselesini niçin tekrar gündeme getirdik? Bir daha ifade edelim. Sevmek, ümit etmek, nefret etmek, korkmak gibi hususlar bizim duygusal yönlerimizdir. İnsanların hissi yani bu duygusal yönlerini kontrol ettikleri sürece, kontrol edebildikleri sürece başarıları zirvede olur, güzel olur, iyi olur, istikrarlı olur, geleceği doğru tahmin eder, saadetli kararlar verir. Ama duygusal insan o zaman istek olur, ortak olur, arkadaşsız olur, agresif olur, saldırgan olur, vahşi olur, zalim olur. Her türlü olumsuzluklar söz konusu olur. Peki duygularımızı kontrol edebilmek için ne lazım? Duygularımızı kontrol edebilmek için...
The Prince of what?
Bunlardan bir tanesi duygularımızı tanımak, kendimizi tanımak. Ben duygusal mıyım, iradeli miyim, sabırlı mıyım, nasıl bir insan?
Coming to America, it's called.
Oh, the new. Who is this guy?
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Yes, I want it. Let's do it. Okay, wait a minute.
Coming to America with a number.
Niyetlerimizi yönlendiren en önemli unsurlardan birisi. Belki sağlam bir bilgi yani nerede, ne zaman, bununla alakalı ciddi derecede bir analiz ve sentez yapmayı becerebilirsin. Kendimizi eleştirmeyi bilirsin. Karşılaştığımız olayları iyi eleştirmeyi bilebilirsin. İyi analiz yapmayı, tahlil yapmayı bilebilirsin. O zaman bir sağlam bilgide de doğru niyetler olmalı. Yani karşılaştığımız olayları sağlam analiz ve sentez etmediğince bugün biraz sosyal medyadan da birkaç cümle söylemek lazım. Artık insanlar zannedildiği gibi ülkeler, milletler, toplumlar zannedildiği gibi savaşlarla veya ihtilallerle yönetilmek istemiyor. Çünkü ihtilalleri yaptıranlar, sistemleri bilmiyor ve tanımıyor. Bunun yerine artık sokak hareketleriyle iş yapılmaya çalışılıyor. Sokak hareketleriyle iş yapılırken de sokak hareketlerinde sosyal medya çok aktif olarak kullanılıyor. Çok faal olarak kullanılıyor. Sosyal medyada da hangi bilgilerin doğru,
Yes, I'm back.
yanlış olduğunu
He's
anlamak
still doing.
çok önemli. Öyle o kadar uzman insanlar var ki çok güvendiğimiz toplum liderlerinin veya sanat önderlerinin resimlerini, hareketlerini, tarzlarını
So I have my very fresh tech nonsense. I have too much nonsense. So it's too much. It don't close. So go there. I have to get my things.
Şimdi o sosyal medyadaki mesajları doğru kavrayıp doğru analiz edebilmek iyi bir bilgiyle ve iyi bir zihinsel, entelektüel yapıyla tahlil ve tetkik yapmayla mümkün olacaktır. O zaman hemen duygusal davranıp o mesajın peşinden koşmak yerine o mesajın doğruluğunu, eğriliğini anladıktan sonra o mesajla ilgili ya sağlam ve sıhhatli bilgi alacağız veya sağlam ve sıhhatli bilgi almanın yanı sıra
Loading.
onunla ilgili onun doğruluğunu test edilip başka yönler alacağız. Duygularımızı yönetmek ve yönlendirmek zaman sosyal medyadaki uçurum hareketlerini yönlendiren olaylarda da liderleriyle doğruluğunu veya duygusal açıdan üzülmemizi, sevinmemizi mesajlara bakarken onların doğruluğu yanlışlığı anlamakta neye bağlıymış? Sağlam bir medya okuryazarlığına bağlıymış, sağlam bir analiz meselesine bağlıymış, doğru bir tahlil edebilme, doğru bir tetkikte bulunabilme, doğru bir yorgan yapabilmeye bağlıymış. Sağlam bilgiye sahip olacağız. Duygularımızı
Now, firing the whole people. And then I don't know where they are. After I do my... Do you see this?
No.
It's going to be forever.
Which one was this?
You give it to me.
Yeah.
It's mine, no?
Yeah. Just looking at the screen that it worked.
Okay. See, I have too much nonsense. I put half away and half They just put there, you know, you smoke to death. So it will not dry. Normally, this plastic, they are not as good as the first one, but it's better than not putting it
better than air.
in the dry air. We want our nonsense to be praised. And then we spread it all over the house, and then I don't find them anymore. For the rainy days. Oh shit, how many rainy days is hiding that I don't remember? Oh man. Imagine if I die. You know, probably in a bag there is something inside. Like hidden, a stash hidden from...
I usually stash it just for emergencies.
Now you can Google it. Where is my... Where did I put it? You see?
Which one?
My... I told you, I am bad at this. It was just here. Where is my powder? Maybe it fall. Shut up, cat. Here. What was that?
Coming
Prince?
to America.
I was watching Hunger Games. Always Hunger Games.
Coming to America, like 2 with like a number.
Wolf, der seit Oktober 2020 Cheftrainer der U18-Nationalmannschaft ist, wurde vom DFB bis Saisonende ausgeliehen. Sein Debüt als Bayern-Coach feiert er dann am Osterwochenende gegen den FC Schalke. Mit seiner Einwechslung gegen Island ist Jamal Musiala zum viertjüngsten Debütanten in der Geschichte der deutschen A-Nationalmannschaft geworden. In der Bundesliga kam der 18-Jährige in dieser Saison schon 19 Mal für den FC Bayern zum Einsatz und erzielte 3 Treffer.
Which one? Can you do it? Coming to
2 with a number.
America.
Yep.
Die deutsche U21-Nationalmannschaft fast im Alleingang zum Auftaktsieg gegen Ungarn bei der Europameisterschaft geschossen. Gegen die Niederlande will der Shooting.
I don't think they have. Not yet. You have to choose a different one. Maybe 2 new. Here. I have some films here.
What else do they have?
Just check it. Do it. I want to finish this. I want to finish this so we can... Where did I put it, Johnny? I'm really getting old. Ah, here. You
Find
see?
it? Yeah.
Of course. So I'm nearly done, and the rest I just put it here, but I have to really put it in the plastic so it won't dry up because I'm just putting it here in the canister because I smoke a lot and I like to show my shit to the world that this is what mama is smoking. These are my personal stash. I don't sell people. Nope. I cannot. I love my smoke too much. Fuck you. I'm done. Now we are going to smoke to death now. Smoke to death. I like smoking myself to death. This is from my brother. He gave it to me. The Bravo. He's a great guy. Trust me, people. I love this guy to bits. I love all of them. Mama have a very, very big heart. You know that, right? I cannot... You know that I fight... There is this one guy that I used to date 8 years, you know, a long time ago. He's Turkish, but it's not a bad Turkish, you know. The reason I like him before, but then he changed. That, you know, you know, remember the first topic that we were talking about? They choose the thing over me.
Yeah.
So I experienced it with him because the last time he was like, okay, he was cool. And then he was doing more than I was like, I didn't know you do this shit because I never knew you doing this nonsense, you know. Very possessive. And then he want me to not talk to my friends. All of my friends are my, you know what my friends are. The reason we are friends, right? Because we share a bed together. And then you want me to forget my friends because you are my boyfriend? Who the fuck are you? I mean, when I am with a person, when I am having a relationship. Oh.
The Air Force Chief of Staff, General Point S. Vandenberg, rejected the promise, and nearly everyone involved in its creation found themselves reassigned. The UFO project
You will love my bedroom.
into disarray.
Nice.
After a series of
The bedroom, the bed.
put in charge and
Nice.
The bed have a light. Later. I have a lot of under my sleeves, you know.
they didn't last very long, and eventually Blue Book became little more than a public relations
So I have a party going here,
the public.
you know.
The Air Force was doing its job, that there was no threat to national security.
What is this?
There was nothing.
UFO?
Yeah. You ever heard about the Project Blue Book? It's like secret government information. It's like a movie about it.
I've heard, I think I've heard about it, but do you remember when I asked you about Area 52? You were, you know, most of my information, some of the things that missed, I got from you. I don't know everything unless people enhance my knowledge.
Yeah.
Because now I don't know anything about this. So
It's a
now,
very famous project, Project Blue Book.
And in 1946, when they flew over Scandinavia, they were known as ghost rockets. It wasn't until Boise, Idaho businessman Kenneth Arnold saw them near Mount Rainier, Washington, that they became flying saucers. Although the official investigation wouldn't be launched for another 6 months, the Arnold sighting was the first one to receive major coverage in the United States. Army Air Force's investigations, working out of the 4th Air Force headquarters, became deeply involved in the Arnold sighting. Arnold made his sighting of the strange objects flying one behind the other at about 9,500 feet at a speed he estimated to be more than 1,500 miles an hour. This was something that clearly wasn't made
What I'm
in
carrying.
projects hidden in the mountains of New Mexico, and it wasn't something that was made by the Soviet
now going to the lockbox.
This was something strange.
Do you smell the house?
Ready explanation, other than
Wow.
it was strange and almost impossible to believe.
Look at the toilet, Johnny. Everything is
When
full.
Arnold landed later in the afternoon on June 24th in Yakima, Washington, he told the assembled reporters what he had seen. In the course of describing the objects, he said they moved with a motion like that of saucers skipping across the water. The shape, however, according to drawings that Arnold completed for the Army, showed objects that were keel-shaped with a blunt nose. In later drawings, Arnold elaborated, showing objects that were crescent-shaped, with a scalloped trailing edge, and even a clear canopy over the cockpit. Later, Arnold would provide the military with a
I
written
need to
description
put
of the
a lock.
event. In a document that
I need to put a lock in my safety. Can you have a
Arnold wrote,
He's,
A code.
no, she have an electronic ship.
Oh,
Me, I'm just going to do the manda.
the key.
Fiesta Valet.
Need to
Because I'm poor. She's rich.
yes, money.
She has no money. She have the means.
high plateau
But
from which
who
mountains
really
rise.
wants to steal from me? When
There was
I'm
a
really
deep-sea
offering
gorge
what I
that
have.
mapped into the rear,
Like, you know.
approximately 15 miles
I mean, why would you even want to? What the?
Makes sense. No.
Yeah, makes sense, right? When you visit her, she will offer what she have. Literally, even offer herself, and then you would just, if you need something, she would even bring you some stuff to come home. If you don't have, you know, I share my blessings very, very much. That's why I am very, very blessed. So, I mean, but it's kind of cute because it's like, is she really hiding something here? But it's not really there, it's a decoy. You don't know how my brain works. Everything is like,
A little bit.
of course you do. You're one of the chosen ones who knows how this brain works.
Just enough for the sun to strike them at an angle that reflected brightly on my plane. I thought it was very peculiar that I couldn't hear tails, but assumed they were some type of jet plane. I was determined to block their speed.
I am going to eat something tonight, a very nice one, you see,
I
the
watched these
legs.
objects with great interest, as I had never before observed airplanes flying so close to the mountaintops.
Do you see how dangerous I am? I become. I still have my things inside.
They flew like many times I have observed geese.
This is just a typical gardening tool, but this gardening tool will fucking knock your head out.
Their speed at the time did not impress
Do
me
the trick.
particularly.
It will, especially if it's in my hands.
Very fast. A number of newsmen and
So,
experts
we're done here.
suggested
Wait a
there
minute.
might have been similar
I need to go to the toilet.
This I knew to be absolutely false, as I had seen
Everything is in your reach, huh? Just do whatever you want, I don't care.
airplane sideways.
Help yourself.
Open my window.
There is drinks, the fridge, anything. Just open the... Understand me?
Approximately straight
Thanks.
level. There were just a black thin line, and when they flipped,
Make yourself at home, man.
you could get a judgment on both sides.
I just make this and...
Arnold's sightings didn't gain front page status immediately. Stories about it appeared in newspapers a day or two later, usually on page 8 or 9. And then with a comment about strange objects
I have to hand
flight.
so that we can
Oh,
test
yeah.
it. I know I'm a cool girl.
Claimed later that
I'm good at it.
he had seen some sort
Really?
of
Yes,
jet
you?
aircraft, and he
Not
was a
bad.
little concerned about
Send me,
breaking
not
security
bad.
around it.
You know that this house don't have a
In
escape
the
place to
closet
go.
blue book
I
file,
took out the doors. I don't like it.
case,
Oh.
which labeled
There's
it
no
as
safe place when you're inside here.
37.
The only one I didn't took out was the toilet because people need some privacy. The girls, the one that I am not
Like you
shy.
close it. Yeah.
Superficial exam.
So they can close it and take a...
Therefore, it must be
But see,
disregarded.
everywhere. I don't
There
need
are strong indications
doors
that
too.
this report
This is my
indicates
home.
attendant
You want to
publicity
fight me in my
is
own home,
largely
be my guest.
responsible for subsequent reports.
Took out every door.
No
Why do I
Where do you
need...
put them upstairs?
note in the
Yes.
file.
Why do I need a door for?
Unidentified officer
Who
also
am I going to be hiding? You're going to be hiding from me. The door is making it to protect
selling it to
someone.
fake magazine.
But I don't need protection.
Here for the first time were two
Sometimes I like to close the kitchen, but my kitchen is open
Oh,
anyway, so.
you can.
That
Lucky
is,
door.
the witnesses
Also know that.
were in it for the money. And
I don't
suggesting
need
that
someone to
UFO
block.
reports were the
You
result
come to
of
my
the
house, you
Yeah,
come
yeah.
as a person.
It
Because
seems
there's
to
nowhere here
suggest
to hide.
that Arnold
Jump
was
window.
interested
That's the only
so that I should
the
write
only
you a
thing that
story
will save
about
you.
it.
Jump out the window.
There is no evidence to
That is the
support
only
this.
way.
And Arnold
I
has
know.
not written any articles
You cannot
or
just
interviews
run up there and hide.
prior to
Even me, I
this.
cannot hide. So I give you a fair saying. There's nowhere here to hide. Like the other house, that he's always hiding from me whenever he provokes me. Here you're going to provoke in my own
The
territory.
point then
Wow,
becomes
big
irrelevant.
mistake, right?
The article
Took away all the doors.
been on notice for Arnold.
You know, you just have to pull it up, you know.
Yeah, I know. My old place I also took one door out because it was in the middle and just annoying me.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
The energy flows.
It is
It
true.
seems that those investigating the flying saucers didn't see a link between his sighting and photographs taken on July 7th, 1947 in Phoenix, Arizona. William A. Rhodes, a self-employed scientist living in Phoenix, claimed he had taken what might be considered the first good photographs of one of the flying saucers. Initially puzzled by the case, the military did take the report seriously. The investigation that included the FBI, whose agent asked not to be identified as an FBI agent, accompanied the Army Air Force's officer to interview Rhodes. Rhodes would first tell reporters and then various government investigators, including those from the FBI and the Army's Counterintelligence Corps, that he had been on his way to his workshop at the rear of his house when he heard a distinctive whoosh that he believed to be from a P-80 Shooting Star fighter jet, which was the fastest airplane at that particular moment. Overhead, he saw something that didn't have the shape of a conventional aircraft. He hurried to his lab, grabbed his camera from his workbench, and hurried outside to a small mound in his backyard. Rhodes sighted along the side of his camera and took the first photograph. He estimated that the object was circling in the east. He advanced the film and then hesitated, thinking that he would wait for the object to get closer. Worried that it would disappear without coming closer, he snapped the second picture, finished the film roll, and his ability to record the event further. Rhodes' story, along with the pictures, appeared in the Phoenix newspaper, the Arizona Republic, on July 9th. In that article, men long experienced in aircraft recognition studied both the print and the negative from which they were made, and declined to make a guess on what the flying objects might be. Rhodes said that the object appeared to be elliptical in shape and to have a diameter of 20 to 30 feet. It appeared to be at 5,000 feet in Pershing and was traveling according to Rhodes at 400 to 600 miles per hour. It was gray, which tended to blend with the gray overcast background of the sky. The object had, according to Rhodes and a confidential report from the Project Blue Book files, what appeared to be a cockpit canopy in the center, which extended toward the back and beneath the object. The cockpit did not protrude from the surface, but was clearly visible with the naked eye. Then on August 29th, according to a memorandum from the office in charge, George Fugate, Jr., a special agent of the CIC and stationed at 4th Air Force Headquarters, interviewed Rhodes in person. Fugate was accompanied by Special Agent Brower of the Phoenix FBI office. This interview is important because of some of the confusion about location of the negatives and prints of the photograph that would develop later. During the interview, Rhodes again told the story, suggesting that he thought at first it might have been the Navy's Flying Flapjack, which had been featured on the May 1947 cover of Mechanic Illustrated. He rejected the idea because he saw no propellers or landing gear, though the overall shape of the craft matched that of Flapjack. Later, research by various investigators, both military and civilian, showed that the Navy built 2 Flapjacks, but neither had flown outside the Bridgeport, Connecticut area. The project was canceled in 1947 as the Navy moved to jet-powered aircraft. While Rhodes was being interviewed in his home in Phoenix, Arnold, because he lived in the Northwest, Lieutenant Frank Brown, with Captain William Davidson, took a B-25 and flew up to Tacoma, Washington, where Arnold was investigating Maury Allen. They all got together in Arnold's hotel room late in the evening, where Arnold showed them the debris that had been recovered on Maury Island that Gollitt and Crimson had given him. Both Army officers, Brown and Davidson, believed that the material was nothing more than smelter slag. They were unimpressed, but both men respected Arnold. They didn't tell him they believed the Maury Island tale to be a hoax. All of this takes us back to Rhodes. According to Early, Arnold asked the two officers what Army intelligence had learned about UFOs in the days after his sighting. Davidson sat down and then drew a picture of an object. He told Arnold, "This is a drawing of one of several photographs we consider to be authentic." Brown then added the information that tied it to those Rhodes photographs. He said, "It came from Phoenix, Arizona the other day. We have prints of it at Hamilton Field, but the original negatives were flown to Washington, D.C. It is clear that those pictures were the ones that Rhodes had taken, since there were no other UFO photographs taken in July 1947 in Phoenix, Arizona. It's interesting that Brown mentioned Hamilton Field, because Rhodes does the same thing. Hamilton Field was part of the 4th Air Force in 1947, and Rhodes had communications with officers at 4th Air Force about his photograph as well. In the end, the Air Force decided that Arnold had been fooled by mirages created as the wind whipped up the snow at the highest levels of the mountain. Rhodes had created a hoax, no real evidence of that, but when they had no other explanation, they claimed the sighting was a hoax. What they couldn't explain and didn't try was how Rhodes could photograph an object that looked like that reported by Arnold without having seen Arnold's illustrations.
I'm fresh now.
The
Wait a
belief
minute.
at
I'll
the
make
beginning
something
of the
first.
official investigation was that trained military personnel and law enforcement officers made the best, most credible witnesses. Using this criteria, they selected a number of reports that seemed inexplicable to them, and that seemed to suggest that the observed craft were beyond the technical capability of any nation on Earth. On July 4th, 1947, there were a series of sightings over several Northwest states that Air Force officers labeled as either insufficient data for a scientific analysis or as unidentified. These involved police officers and airline flight crews, as well as local civilians. Many of the reports were independent of one another, but can be linked by location, time of day, and other factors. Combined, rather than separated, they make a powerful statement about the nature of the flying
You look
saucers.
at my cabinets.
Although
Everywhere.
the first report was
Everywhere.
it was just
And I don't even know how to finish them. I don't eat that much.
Officer Kenneth A.
Yeah, you don't. You eat this.
near the Portland police station noticed that the pigeons began fluttering as if frightened. Overhead, he saw 5 large discs east of the city. According to the report he gave to military officers, 3 discs were flying east and 2 were headed to the south. All were flying at high speed, and all appeared to be oscillating. Dowell alerted other police officers in an all-car alert, and they immediately broadcast the information over the police radio. 2 other police officers, Walter A. Lissy and Robert Ellis, after hearing the broadcast, stopped near a park. Overhead, they saw 3 discs moving at high speed. Neither heard any sound, but both did see flashes of brightness that could have been sunlight reflecting from a metallic surface. According to them, the objects moved erratically and changed their direction of flight. They were in sight for about 30 seconds. Both men were veterans of the Second World War, and were civilian pilots, which suggested they had some experience around aviation and aviation assets. Patrolman Earl Patterson, after hearing the broadcast, stopped to search for any of the discs. The broadcast had suggested that the saucers were coming out of the sun, which meant they were coming from the direction of the sun. At first, Patterson noticed nothing, but a few seconds later he saw one object coming out the west and heading towards the southwest. He said that the craft seemed to be either aluminum or eggshell white and didn't flash or reflect the sun. He also said that he didn't think they were airplanes, like so many of the others. Their flight path was erratic, wobbling and weaving. Patterson thought they were radio controlled rather than having a living pilot on board. On the far side of the Columbia River, in nearby Vancouver, Washington, Sheriff's deputies Sergeant John Sullivan, Clarence McKay, and Fred Myers also heard the alert broadcast and ran outside to look for themselves. Over Portland, 3 to 5 miles away, they saw 20 to 30 discs that looked to them like a flight of geese. They heard a low humming sound which might or might not have been related to the object.
Here, give me your hand.
Not long after that, 3 harbor patrolmen, who had also been monitoring the police radio band, stepped outside. Captain McKay.
Hello, Raffo. The Bravo here and Blaze Stoner 777.
They couldn't get a good count on the number because of the blood clotting surrounding.
Where are we now?
According to witnesses,
That is
the
it.
objects
This
were
is a nice one.
and also
Bullshit. Whips.
as well, but all the witnesses said that what they were watching was not aircraft. This would cause Air Force investigations to wonder if aircraft might be a plausible explanation for the sightings, despite the suggestion by the witness.
We have a good setup going here.
Something the plane's pilot did, such as tossing shiny discs from the cockpit, might have caused the confusion.
So we are having a police in the... I'm still having... There is a camouflage skull of this. Yeah, this the police, this one, they do it like a lot of skulls. So do you know now? And I have a poppers, which is also a limited edition. Skulls. I show you. It's really good. Like, wow. You get horny really quick.
The objects did not appear to be very high, but they were traveling very fast.
Wait, I put
He
it in
said
the
that they
fridge.
looked like a metallic disc glinting in the sun. He also said that he and a neighbor saw a single disc later that afternoon. About 4 p.m., more civilians reported more discs. A woman called the police telling them she had watched a single object as shiny as a new dime flipping around. An unidentified man called to say that he had seen 3 discs, one flying to the east and the 2 heading north. They were shiny, shaped like flattened saucers, and were traveling at high speed. About an hour later, a man said that he spotted 2 white or silver objects flying southeast over Portland. Half an hour later, he sighted a single disc headed to the northeast. In Milwaukee, Oregon, not far from Portland, Sergeant Clark Cross reported 3 objects flying to the north. All were disc-shaped. All were moving at high speed. But discs overhead were the only things being reported. There were objects falling from the sky as well. Near Eugene, Oregon, a railroad cashier said he saw silver discs being dropped out of a light plane flying over the city. A man in Portland recovered a large piece of paper he had seen fall from high height. According to reports, the time that the paper fell coincided with some of the flying saucer sightings which might explain some of them. The best of the sightings, and the one that was labeled as unidentified, occurred about dusk as a United Airlines flight crew saw a single disc. Minutes later, they spotted several others. Captain E.J. Smith, the captain of the flight, explained it this way.
As our flight number 105 took off from Boise, Idaho at 9:04 p.m. Pacific time, the tower joshingly warned us to be on the lookout for flying saucers. My co-pilot, Ralph Stevens, was in control shortly after we got into the air. Suddenly, he switched on the landing light. He said he thought he saw an aircraft approaching us head-on. I noticed the object then for the first time. We saw 4 or 5 something. One was larger than the rest, and for the most part, kept off the right of the other 3 or 4 similar but smaller objects. Since we were flying northwest, roughly into the sunset, we saw whatever they were in at least partial light. We saw them clearly. We followed them in a northwesterly direction for about 45 miles. Then I called the attendant at the Ontario, Oregon radio tower, giving an approximate location and course for the objects. The attendant acknowledged our call, went outside to look, but was unable to see anything like what we described. Finally, the object disappeared in a burst of speed. We were unable to tell whether they outsped us or disintegrated. We were never able to catch them in our DC.
You're welcome.
Our airspeed at the time was 80 miles per hour. Through the Boise Air Tower, we radioed another United
Oh, the
to
poppers.
see if it had seen it.
I want to show you the
That
scarf.
plane flying eastbound into the night had not sighted it. Because we were following the objects at roughly the same altitude, we can't say anything about their shape except they were thin and were smooth on the bottom and rough appearing on the top.
So this is going to be added in my collection. They are skulls. Wait, I'll show you.
Smith hired the flight attendant, Marty Morrow, to the cockpit. To, in Smith's words, verify they were
There you
actually
go.
seeing
Look
the
at
disc.
it.
He saw 4 more
Look at
discs,
the video.
3 clustered together, and a 4th filling off in the distance by
I
itself.
know.
The
I
objects
didn't
were inside
think
the
twice
same
when I saw them
position,
in the internet.
which means that two entities
This has to be mine. Regardless of it cost a little bit more than the regular ones, but fuck that. The skull already paid for itself. Regardless what is inside.
commander in the Oregon National Guard
You
told
see?
reporters that he had made an inspection of the
So,
area from
we
the
will
air
try one, the new one.
and found
Because I only have 3 of this, but this is already not so. This is not for us.
One
We
thought
open a new one for us.
blossoms drifting on the wind. Another complained about the news coverage, believing it all to be a hoax. He said that he had seen an airplane fire, and about a minute later he saw what he believed to be bits of aluminum foil that might have been cigarette wrappers. Air Force officers mentioned that radar chaff had been seen in the area,
So,
but offered no
this
evidence of that.
how it really goes.
The idea that a private plane
You know I have a lot of nonsense, right?
small silver discs took on greater importance.
Black skull. And of course, the red devil. Me.
The Oregon
But I like that one. This one. Oh, but I like them all. So this is, we will try. Give me the scissor. This is fresh. Better use the fresh one. But it's all still okay, but I know what is wrong with that first bottle. There's nothing wrong, it's just too perverted already. So, this is one of my, I use and I collect. It's for my sex trip. I am very, very open with my sexuality. And my collection. So I have to order this again. Look how cool is it.
He added that there seems to be a perceptible roughness.
You have to
of some sort
smell
on
it.
top, though he
And
did not
then there
refine
goes
the
the hotness for 1 minute. It makes you really, really horny. Of course, you must have heard about this.
moved in ahead of their position.
And now I have a lot. I have 3 of these already. The perfume. And they are not so pricey. So it doesn't matter what color. It can be feminine. And it can be for boys. There is a blue for the boys. This is for the girls, but it doesn't matter. Perfume is a perfume. You just have to mix and match so you have a different smell. So you see. I know you like it. You love skulls, no? So adding to my collection when it's empty, it's a decoration. And it has here like a pin, like for the grenade. So it's a stopper. And as I save it, I didn't lost the pins. They're still there, hanging. It will not, you know, it's like a grenade skull. It's really cool. You know me. I always find the coolest things in town. Try it.
Nice, cool.
Yeah, try, smell it. You will be horny, I swear. Lit automatically. Yeah, they have a safety lock. We are kids. Smell it. Like this. Like this. Do it like this. I will be horny very quick. Do it like that. Trust me, man.
The officer also noted that the above is not to be regarded as a very likely explanation, but only as a possibility.
You feel it. Don't put it in your skin. It will burn. We have to put the olive oil in the nose when we use it. Try it.
Yeah, try it.
It makes your blood. We have a still ace in our sleeves. Regardless if my other brother. I know it makes you hot, right? It's like you feel it. Your blood just wakes up. And it only lasts for like 1 minute, so you have to smell it again and again until, and it will just, you will explode very quick. It makes 10 times the sense. You will feel everything, every touch, every Why do you think I have it? Don't put it in your skin; it will burn.
Just put a little bit.
No, you cannot. It's
Let's concentrate.
You cannot, you just have to smell it, and you have to put protection in the nose like
really?
Nivea, because
What
you will.
is it for?
It is a poppers, sex. It is used in the 70s for the gay people, so that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh,
This is
you
it.
just smell it.
You smell it.
And you just smell the whole thing or what?
You cannot smell it. It will run off. It's like an alcohol-based thinner. Yes. Do it like this. Yes. And inhale, and inhale, and inhale. And inhale, and inhale. And boom goes the dynamite. You feel it. And then you smell it. And then the more you smell it, yes, you feel the heat, baby. Right? But the thing is, if I smell this, I laugh. It makes me laugh really hard, and it makes me so horny. You can feel it. You're feeling it now, right? Yes, I told you.
It's funny.
I know. Oh, I love it. Especially with the 3 combinations.
Yeah, it makes you hot.
Yeah,
It should be remembered that in this case, there is nothing other than
Oh, give me your hand.
witnesses who were separated by distance, but who in some
Smell the police.
been warned about the flying saucers by the police radio, and who had claimed
Roll the one that I gave you.
the same
This is a mix. Just
thing.
mix it.
Sightings are interesting.
No, I mean, you have to prepare.
Yeah, make one.
And the coffee. Cheers.
Cheers.
Here. We make cheers here.
Cheers.
Look, I'm drinking the coffee like this with a joint in my mouth. She's high.
That's how to drink
in
coffee.
which alien creatures were
Ah.
reported that wasn't labeled as some sort of psychological program. There are several good cases hidden in
Do you
there.
like it?
Skeptics,
I told you.
disbelievers,
If I
and
order one, I
faithful
get one for
like
you.
to say that there is no
Okay?
evidence
It's
that
very cheap.
alien creatures have
Not just cheap, like,
They
I-
ignore, reject, or
I think,
are unaware that the Blue Book
I don't remember because I order a bunch.
of physical
And when you order and they owe me 2 bottles.
the best
Where does it
of
come
those
from?
cases came
I send you the link.
on April
You know me, I can find everything. I'm good at this shit.
Ron Zamora, then a police officer in Sephora, saw a landed object and 2 small humanoids standing near it. According to Project Blue Book, Zamora was chasing a steer when he heard a loud roar.
So we will smoke the bong. Let's show off a little bit.
Fearing that a dynamite shed on the edge of town might have exploded, Zamora broke off the chase and headed in that direction. Captain Hector Quintanilla added more detail to the story as it was told by Zamora during the official investigation. Quintanilla later wrote,
It was off
Kaya
the road
mo
to the left in the arroyo, and at first glance it looked like a car turned over. But when he drove closer, it appeared to be aluminum clay, not chrome, an oval shape like a football.
Vanessa,
More
for
than
crap.
50 feet along the hillside,
He makes my leg.
and for checking the records out of the arroyo. From this point, seated in his car, over the edge of the hill.
I'll give you a
As he stopped the car, he was still talking on the radio, and while he was getting out, he dropped his mic. He picked it up and put it back and started down towards the arch. As soon as I saw flames and heard roar, ran away from object, but did turn head towards object. Object was in shape.
It
It
feels
was
good now.
smooth, no windows or doors. As roar started, it was still on the ground.
Oh, come on.
Quintanilla said, I was determined to solve the case, and come hell or high water, I was going to find the vehicle or the stimulus. I decided that it was imperative for me to talk to the base commander at Holloman Air Force Base. I wanted to interview the base commander at length about special activities from his base. I needed help to pull this off, so I called Lieutenant Colonel Mastin Jacks at SAFOI. I told him what I wanted to do, and he asked, do you think it will do any good? I replied, God damn it, Mastin, if there is an answer to this case, it has to be in some hangar at Holloman. He went to work with his position at Pentagon, and the approval for his visit came through. Colonel Gehrman was the base commander during his visit. He was most cooperative and told me that I could go anywhere and visit any activity which interested me. I went from one end of the base to the other. I spent 4 days talking to everybody I could, and spent almost a whole day with the downrange controllers at the White Sands Missile Range. I left Holloman dejected and convinced that the answer to Zamora's experience did not originate and terminate at this base. On my way back to Wright-Patterson, I hit upon an idea. Why not a lunar landing vehicle? I knew that some research had been done at Wright-Patterson, so as soon as I got back, I asked for some briefings. The briefings were extremely informative, but the lunar landers were not operational in April of 1964. I got the names of the companies that were doing research in this field, and I started writing letters. The companies were most cooperative, but their answers were all negative. I labeled the case unidentified, and the UFO buffs and hobby clubs had themselves a field day. According to them, there was proof that our beloved planet had been visited by an extraterrestrial vehicle. Although I labeled the case unidentified, I've never been satisfied with that classification. It has been claimed that the only case involving
E.T.
creatures associated with a landed UFO that was labeled as unidentified was that from Socorro, New Mexico. Although somewhat hidden in the Project Blue Book files, there is another that took place almost 2 years later. Heinrich mentioned it in his book, The Heinrich UFO Report, but he doesn't give
Fire in the hole.
and he digs it with a
Yes, I'm giving my brother a good massage. Talking of my appreciation.
from the Wichita Falls, Texas area, and the witness, W.E. Latson, was a civilian employee at Shepherd.
You know, your day can be really, really shitty and it could just like wreck your whole, you know, like when it gets so bad, it gets so bad. But when it gets so good, it gets so great. Like you forget all the things that,
Exactly.
yeah, you know, like you were already in your worst temperament ever. But that's why I say to you, when it goes so bad, it goes so bad. But when it gets great, it gets good, it gets super great. You know how the turn of events just like snap like that? And it, like, why did I even bother? You know, exerting those effort of negativity. You see what I'm saying? Just too much. That was idiotic.
I know what you mean.
See, because today is a different day. It's a fucking great day, man. Wow. And it was like what happened, the bad thing happened, you just forget it. It doesn't really ring the bell anymore. Like, fuck, waste of fucking energy, you know, dealing with this nonsense.
Well, that's how you also learn. I mean, that it's wasted energy.
It was too much waste of an energy and everything was bothered. Because you choose to stoop to his level. Which, you know what I'm saying? But now at least I know now. Let it go. Because when it gets
Yeah,
great,
but I hate it when they drag you down to their level.
yeah, I know too. But sometimes you just have to, hey, you don't know who am I yet? I'm going to introduce myself now. And then finito. Because now they know what they are getting into, you know. Now they know what they are getting into. Getting whatever.
There were some type of supports on the bottom of the object. After the object disappeared, the witness got
The
back
smoke
into
just
his
goes
car
like in the,
and
you know, the
drove
lighting. And the smoke is rolling. It's like, look at it, now watch. Fire in the hole, people. He's a good roller too. A little bit komish, but it works. No, he's good. He can do better, trust me.
approximately 5 or 6 miles to the southeast. Various organizations
You didn't see. I'm like a smoking drag.
in the area for a possible experimental conventional aircraft. The observer stated that he thought the object was some kind of Army or Air Force research aircraft. All attempts at such an explanation proved fruitless, since there were no aircraft in the area at the time of the sightings. Although there are numerous helicopters and other experimentals in the area, none could be put in the area of Temple at approximately 5 o'clock on the 23rd of March, 1966. Because of this factor, the case is listed as unidentified by the Air Force. The second witness, who was not interviewed by the Air Force,
Plugging.
who, according to government files,
I am too light.
long and involved form, was C.W. Anderson. Anderson confirmed for the newspaper that he had seen the craft as well.
And do you know
He
what?
told the reporter,
If you go straight ahead to this street, there is a skateboarding rink.
but that's what I thought.
Fuck, but I haven't been there yet. You know why they are really, really good? And I'm a fucking kindergarten in the fucking shit. I just trusted my board. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just hopped in and let the wind take me away. And I went for kilometers. It was a long ride. And I was like, okay. I said to myself, my Lord, whatever happens to me, I'm in your the goodness gracious of your hands, please. I really don't know what I'm doing.
But you found the torque.
Yeah. I mean, I really didn't imagine I was like riding this shit. When in the reality, she never ride a bloody fucking board before. I never said I know how to do it. I said I will. Yeah, but I never did. This was the second time. Third time. The first one, I sent it to you. I fall down, right? So, that was the first. The second was yesterday. Also captured live. It's in the YouTube. And today. But today, I couldn't capture with the cam. Sorry, if I fall, everything breaks. I was not yet confident to video myself holding an iPad, balancing myself in a skateboard that I never ride. It's like, you know. But imagine, how did I do that? I really didn't know. I just trusted the board. And it was fast. I was like flying. I said, and I can feel it. That is why the people of the boys, they like this shit. They get something out of this.
Yeah, balance.
The adrenaline too, because you know when the board gets very very fast. That's why I say to Fabian, my bus driver, I'm practicing for the snowboarding because the trees they will not move. They said, Blaze, I'm sorry, but I have to stand here. You know, you have to just don't bump at me. I cannot do anything. You know that I don't crash on a tree. Because it can go really, really fast, you know that.
Really fast, I know.
Really fast.
That's good wheel.
Especially when the slope is going down. And normally the snowboarding places, they are going down. You know, that's the reason you do your shit. Imagine this, if I can do this, I will be like, she's super cool. How much does a snowboard cost? Okay, wait, we are in camp. I have to go now. So, bye-bye, people. Bye-bye. We have a smoking nonsense. Bye-bye now. So, this is going to